Kami here, or Kaminari here, or some people who knew me in real life. Hi, how are you? You probably know my name, so screw it. This is actually a vlog meant to address to my former classmates and former teachers in the elementary school known as Kempsville Meadows Elementary School. For some of you guys don't know, it's actually a elementary school located in Virginia Beach. That is right. Kaminari is not from Ohio, really. She just moved there for 20 years. So, why is she doing this for Kempsville Meadows? Why? It just so happens this story actually involves with one of my former classmates. As soon as I remember, I think I wasn't on Facebook very long at the time, and I just started looking up several people. I started on Facebook 2009, and I was like looking for people I knew. I found people from my high school I'm still friends with. I'm actually friends with a couple of people I knew from Job Corps, which I'm still friends with to this day. Not very popular, but anyway. There was a young woman. I'm not sure how the story went. Either I found her or she found me. I believe she found me. Her name is Ashley Steinhagen. Ashley, if you're watching, this story's involved you. And then another couple of people. She got a hold of me and said, "Hey, aren't you that girl who used to go to school at Kempsville Meadows?" I said, "Yeah, why?" It's like, "Oh my God, you don't remember me, do you?" It's like, vaguely. I don't remember anyone at all. I mean, it's like, it's been 20 years, so why? It turns out this is a young girl who is kind of like a misfit, like I was. I was a misfit, but at the time I didn't understand myself. I couldn't identify myself properly at the time. You know, like little kids like don't care about it until you reach teenagers and they find out who they really are. And I found out the hard way that I am actually that misfit. But a misfit who actually didn't do much, really. It's like, she gets bad grades on all. I'm kind of like the Usagi in elementary. Yeah, Usagi Tsukino in elementary. But I knew a lot of people. And one person in particular was Ashley Steinhagen. She and I weren't really the best of friends, in my perspective. But she's considered to be a friend because she calls me all the time. Turns out she lives in the neighborhood across from me. And I get to, I had like a few friends who went to school with me. Actually, another one I actually hunted down was, in fact, a girl who used to be known as April Hartshorn. If you guys from Kempsville Elementary did not know who this girl is, she actually transferred to my school in the 3rd grade. And I became friends with her, and I grabbed her. It's like, "Hey, you got to be my friend too." It's like, I was the one who got her to be friends with Andrea, but she lives on the same part of the street. But now she's married with kids. I was like, damn, you got busy. You're multiplying like rabbits. But it was a polite way of saying it, I think. Or not. But I've been with her. We didn't really talk much. Ashley told me what has happened to our old teachers. One of our old teachers, it just so happens to be a former 5th grade teacher, now Mary Kay consultant. We know her as Amy Lyson. I think Baycroft or something. I can't pronounce her last name. I'm sorry if I'm butchering it, ma'am. I'm sorry. I mean, I can't pronounce words correctly. Yes. Yeah, she was my 5th grade teacher, but she taught science and math. And she also taught history, whereas my teacher, who taught English and history, and I think health, I'm not sure, but she was the most famous teacher in our entire school because she instigated a whole lot of fun. And I didn't know most of the songs that she used for pep rallies and all that. pep rallies. I mean, pep rallies are for, like, those who are getting ready for, like, school sports. I mean, this is elementary school. The closest thing to a school sport is playing, like, dodgeball PE class. Ay, ay, ay. But I digress. She uses Dr. Demento's songs in order to get us rally up and get involved. And she was a fun teacher. Well, long story short, I found out that they're now divorced. I don't know why. I mean, Miss Kershaw was pretty cool. And then we had another group of teachers who I've known back in the past. One of them was, she's formerly known as Miss Books. She was very pretty, very young, and I had her in the 2nd grade. She is not married with kids. Good for you. I think I remember when she got married. She left to get married, and she came back as someone else, or with a different last name, but she also she switches grades, and now she works for a private school, which is okay. I mean, good for her. I'm actually happy for them, because they're moving on from 20 years of as being little brats. Another actually girl who actually, like, oh my god, is like have her moment, like, oh, her Valley Girl, like, uber excited puppy moment, I'm going to call that, is actually a classmate, and this is my perspective, and I don't mean to offend. Her name is Amy. I knew her in class. Well, she was in our same grade as we are, but we were really the best of friends. We were like, she was like kind of a mean kid, but she grew out of it, believe it or not. She grew out of it by the 5th grade, and she became a friend. But she's actually beneficial to me, because I did something I did not really accomplish in life, in my young life at the time. And Amy, if you're watching this too, it's like, I don't mean to offend, but this is actually my perspective. You were the mean kid, but you did really well for me. So yes, I'm happy to have you as a friend. I'm glad you, like, oh my god, is that you, kind of thing. Another one would have been Amber. Amber is a common name, so yes. Amber is very common, and this is actually a girl I knew, and she's still a midget to us. I'm taller than her right now, and I was like, I'm kind of short too, you know. Anyway, I knew her. I had her most of my school years, and she was a nice girl. She hangs out with Amy and all that. I wasn't very, well, I have my moments. I wasn't very socialized, but I was kind of like that person. Water. Sorry if I'm doing it on comment, because it's hot and I'm thirsty, and talking is like, ugh. Anyway, she and I have a very common interest in cats. She has several cats. I have only 3 cats in my house, and they're not mine. I will probably post Mouse once in a while. It's like, here's Mouse. Here's Mouse. But I'm showing it to everybody else who knew me, because they don't really remember who I was. It's like, hi, how are you? It's like, anyway, the whole thing all started, it's just one girl. And let's just say she opened a can of worms for me to see all my friends and all former classmates. And I was like, wow. You guys changed so much. And they're doing a reunion, and I'm not sure if I want to go or not, because the thing was my job. If I needed to, I can take at least like the whole weekend off. It's like, I'm going to go visit friends in Virginia Beach. I haven't done this in a while, so see you later. Although I'm trying to lose weight, that way I can look like itty bitty and like, I thought you were fat. I was kind of a skinny kid, but I wasn't. I was average. I was an average person. But thanks to them, I've realized that it's not so bad. It wasn't so bad. It's like they accept me as like for who I am as of now. They used to like hate me or dislike me for some reason. I can't remember why. Like I said, it's been a blur to me because I can't remember who these people are until like jog my memory. Actually, I think one incident last night, I was like talking to like them friends, like, hi, how are you? It's like, what's up? It's like, wait a minute, you don't. It's like, Chrissy, do you have a brother named BJ? It's like, no. Wrong girl. You got the wrong Chrissy, man. Okay, yeah, that's my nickname, Chrissy, but don't. Shh. Shh. Oh, dang it. Can't believe I used my nickname on television, on YouTube, so whatever. My name is pretty common anyway. Anyway, I told her no. There was another girl with the same name like I did, and she has a younger brother, and I told her, no, I used to be your neighbor. I remember you. And I told her, well, I used to be friends with the Freedettes. I used to be friends with so-and-so. And that was it. Well, this is actually a vlog, what happened to me so far after 20 years. I moved up to Columbus roughly in late July, which is in fact marks my 20th anniversary being living here in Ohio. I live in a smaller part of I was living like in between borders of Columbus, Ohio, and Westerville, Ohio. For some of you who don't know, Westerville is actually a large suburb that is also pretty much going to be like another city so far. It says the city of Westerville, which is not considered a city to me and all because whatever. It's actually kind of like a little ritzy area, but still, it's not that ritzy. I went to Walnut Springs Middle School or junior high during that time. And I had like younger friends, but I kind of like was still inside. I've actually been bullied too. One of them is actually something I didn't even done to this person, but he did it out of revenge for my brother because my brother's being a little stinker at the time. And also, the next door neighbor who I thought would be a good friend, she turns out to be a total bitch. And I was like, I want to go back to Virginia. Mommy, Daddy, take me back. Take me back home to where I belong. Let me transfer other schools. Do we have any family members living in Virginia Beach? No. I kind of stuck it out, but I became known as that crazy weird girl. And actually, I was bullied so I thought she was my friend, but it turns out to be a bitch. We walk around. She's like, she's gonna like my Igor. And I became friends. I actually ran track in junior high for the last part, and that was it. Also, I went to the same high school as a former teacher did years ago. I went to Westerville South High, which is one of, at the time, the two major high schools. She, Mrs. Lyson, I don't know your last name anymore. Can't pronounce your last name. You probably knew about this too. Back then, I went to that school. I kept a low profile and trying to like be like just normal. It's like, don't freak out, don't freak out, don't freak out. And at the time, there's actually more we had one more middle school was built, and that was after, like after the 7th grade, entering the 8th grade, and they just had like 6th graders and like everybody else transferred. Everything is all screwed up, and that was it. Everything was normal. Pretty much normal. I got a job and enjoyed myself pretty much. Now, in 2003, after I graduated, Westville Central was open, and like I said, everything was discombobulating. My stepsister, she kind of like, I need to transfer back to South because da 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 da. It turns out our neighborhood, yes, I moved to Columbus, like northern Columbus, but it's not like, it's away from the border. I live in the Huber Ridge area, which is like about a mile that way from my parents' house. But we live like closer to Morris Road and Easton and all that. And my hangouts were Anime Club, which is located at the time Media Play. Media Play kind of like shut down after like several years, and that was that. I was like, fuck it, I'm going. Bye, peace. I didn't really enter into any anime club anymore because blah. Didn't really care. But I still maintain my otaku-ness. Actually, a friend of mine, a former classmate who knew me, asked me, what is an otaku? I explained to him, otaku is another term for nerd. I mean, you're a fan. It's technically you're a fan of such and such. Me, I'm a fan of anime and manga and video games. The video game was actually last because I don't really play video games until after junior high and high school. I started playing after junior high with Pokemon. First gateway, but I did play video games at the time. Now, I also explained we just do more than just like obsess and watch, read, all that. We just do it. I just do this. I told him I'm an otaku tuber. What it means is mine is a broader range of things. It's not specifically when it comes to my passions. I made it kind of like an analogy. It's like otaku is just like your fan, let's say you're a fan of Star Trek or Star Wars. Those two are the most popular fandoms known. But we do more than that. We like anime and manga, and there's like several other stuff on there. Like several minor fandoms I still consider fandoms. As I'm still consider myself a nerd to you guys. But I am proud. And it's something I came to realize back in the day. I was actually into Sailor Moon in grade school. I'm still into Sailor Moon now. Despite after 20 years of being like, and then I said, well, it's the only reason why that makes me more connected and I feel more comfortable with. Like, I went through a whole lot. I went to an introverted state, shy state, or agoraphobia state. That is a different story, and that's because due to the amount of bullying and the amount of abuse I've been dealing with. And the divorce and the remarriage, yes, my parents remarried. I'd gone through a whole lot of shit because I didn't really quite get what I'm going through. I didn't really understand what I'm going through as a person. So, yes, that was a major problem at the time. Because I haven't really gotten out. It turns out I wish under shadows, several shadows, and one of the shadows was my sister's, or stepsister, and she pretty much stole the show. But this is only due to my perspective, really. I mean, it could be not true to you, but it's, like I said, it's my point of view, so I tell it like it is. But I still remain myself. I've gone through hell. I went to Job Corps. I mean, I had several jobs. I went to Job Corps. And this is actually the first job I've worked at since Job Corps. And I'm doing pretty good so far. Although I'm pretty much going to like calm down. It's like, anyway. I'm going through a lot of hell. Got married, had a child, but the child's not in my custody anymore. He hasn't been in my custody for since after he was born, and that's because his dad's a liar. I developed an understanding of myself completely enough. A friend and a roommate told me this. You know, you are a feminist. I was like, really? I don't really see myself as that. It's like, yeah, I mean, she sees me as a feminist, and I just like, at least I hold back my rage quite well. It's like, I'm just listening to this article, and that was it. So that was part myself. Yeah, I divorced. I think I'm the only classmate of that class who actually divorced and still remains single to this day. And that's because, well, I have a bit of like a high standing when it comes to relationships, and that's because I want to make sure he's perfect for me and my parents will accept, and so on. So, unfortunately, in any of my relationships, my parents really like, I don't accept you as my daughter's boyfriend. Bye-bye. So that was it. When it comes to my living situation, I'm currently still living in Ohio State area, which I'm okay with. I'm fine. I love it here. Because I can get there's like it's a one central area. I can get to anywhere I want. I can go to Kroger's, I can go to McDonald's, I can go to the Lennox, I can go to anywhere I want and I'll be fine. And I can get home quite easily. But at the time, I couldn't because I lived like out in the sticks and all that. And I decided never to live there again. I mean, live in Whitehall ever again. I'll post, yeah, some of you don't realize what happened to your hair. So what did you do to your hair? I like it. It was actually a recent idea. Like, it started like a few months ago. Like, it's like late July, almost August. It was like 6 months ago I decided to do this. I decided to go blonde. Actually, I wanted to dye my hair, have my hair lighter, perfect for spring. Well, the thing was, it didn't really work out. So, I mean, I get like uneven colors. I mean, I still get uneven colors here and there. See, I'm actually tying a braid because reasons. And I decided to go permanently blonde. And I got a lot of compliments from everybody. It's like, you look pretty that way. I was like, oh my god. I mean, I can't believe you did that to your hair. It's like, I'm doing it because I need another look. I mean, I've been a brunette for most of my life. I dye my hair red, black. I want to go blonde just for me. And I got a lot of love. And I feel better about myself as a person. Although with my family, and why I'm not hanging out with my family, one of them is I'm too busy. I mean, I got work, and I got YouTube. I'm lazy. I did not want to go like hang out with my family. But don't get me wrong. I mean, I love my family. It's just that. And then I have a bit of a falling out with everybody else. Except for one. Or a couple. And I just like, nah. Just a couple of family members. Or a few. And they'll understand why. And they actually, I don't think they understand why, but they don't understand what my reasonings. My stepsister is married now. She's been married for the past 2 years. Unfortunately, I wish she's chosen me as a maid of honor because at least she's open to her promise. Well, she kept her end of her promise. I didn't keep my end of the promise because I eloped. My dad, on the other hand, being a stuck-up kind of person who believes like his word is law, God's word is law, and all that, and it's my place as the kid to be meek and whatsoever and let him do all the talking. He's like the big stick, the big boss. My stepmother as well is like, I don't think she understand or comprehend what I meant. I had this huge fight with her. I said, Mom, you don't get it. I call her Mom. You don't get it. One of them has something to do with books. I've collected a lot of comic books when I was younger. And so I started in junior high and worked my way up in high school. And I either gave them as gifts or I bought them myself. And I sometimes spend my paycheck in high school when I work for this particular company on books. My parents said, "Why are you buying books? I mean, my God. Are you a bookworm or something?" The point is, it's not a bad thing of being a bookworm. I mean, you're reading, but I buy comic books. I buy comic books, technically manga, but my mom had bought me some of the volumes of Sailor Moon. I bought some of the volumes of Sailor Moon. I read Sailor Moon. It was one of my favorite comics to this day. One day I was out and about, like, taking care of myself, going to work. I think I was coming home from work, and all of a sudden my whole box of books have gone missing. I had another box of books, but I kept it. Turns out my mom donated them to somewhere else, and I never got it back. I was furious. Like, Mom, you stole books. It's like, you don't understand. These books actually help me keep sane from you guys. Reading them, loving them, so on and so forth. And because I love these, some of these books you bought me for birthday presents and Christmas presents. And those are the times where I felt grateful because there's something I like. You took that away and you wonder why I was ungrateful to you. She said, "I didn't know. I'm sorry." It's like, no, you knew. You didn't care. You don't deserve my forgiveness. You don't. My sister, however, I have like a sister of the bride moment. But that's because she kept a promise. I couldn't do my end of the promise because of the certain circumstances. One, I couldn't afford a wedding. Two, it was his idea, not mine. I didn't want to get married right now. I'm just like, oh, I'd rather go home. But I did it for a reason, but her reason, she doesn't have pregnancy, no kid whatsoever, so back then. And I was newly divorced. It was like 6 months after my divorce. Like, Jesse, come on, let me be like a maid of honor. At least let me do something. Instead, she got me to be an usher, and I couldn't do my job. It's like, you know what? Actually, she said the most hurtful thing. If you don't like it, you can leave. I couldn't leave because my keys were at my dad's house. And I said, "Dad, I need your keys." So why? I'm not staying. And I always say I'm not staying. He said, "Why? You talk to your sister. We talked to Jessica about that. And I'm leaving." And he said, on our way home, it's like, your animosity has to stop. It's like, no. I wanted to try to explain this animosity more or less been run very deeply in my life because I've been overshadowed by a lot of people. It's like part of the reason why I went to YouTube is I don't want to be overshadowed. I have a reason to do so, even though it's not consistent. At least I can probably do stuff that I really need to do, like get my vlogs out to you guys, play video games for you, and have a lot of fun. And I have tons of fun. I mean, I watched several videos, and some of them are like so inspiring. One of them I have yet to do, and that's because I got a little busy. It's like, oh, sorry. It's like, oh, gotta cancel that one. Gotta cancel the other. But I probably gotta do like a top 10s for like next month. I mean, it's not that. I do top 10s every Sunday. Will that work? Anyway, as for the roommate, was pretty much been through in and out, been abused by one particular roommate, and that's because she was a bit of a liar. I'm not saying it was a racial thing. It was never a racial thing. It's just how she was towards me. And she asked, "Why are you acting all shitey or something?" Or it's like, or whatever she said. And I wanted to explain to her, I think you had something to do with it. It turns out that I had no real privacy. Like, I don't have a room. I can't have any much to do. And she's like, I took you in. You should be grateful. It's like, yes, I was grateful. However, you should be grateful towards me. Like, what I didn't tell her was my instinct was telling me to pass on her. And it's because of, I knew something was up and I couldn't understand why. And it turns out I was right on my instincts. Like, I shouldn't took you. And it turns out she was a manipulative, abusive bitch. And I've gone through a lot with her. And now I'm here. I'm with friends. I'm among people. Need to wash dishes. I'll take care of that later. Or whenever I get a chance, I need to talk to them. Anyway, that's pretty much what happened to me so far for the past 20 years. I've actually gone through hell and back. I think I'm humble. I think I'm humbled to the point where I'm okay. Nothing really bad happened. I would say, I actually told them I almost got arrested twice because of my ex, like my now ex-husband and my ex-roommate at the time. But I got help. It's like, look, it's like, I've been stressed. She's been like this all the time. I used to live there, but now she kicked me out. Okay, long story short. Anyway, I want to make this vlog for my former classmates to know what was going on in my own words. I mean, I have a hard time typing it because I overpowered by other comments. But anyway, I'm going to go, like I said to everybody, if you want to be a part of the Storm Kingdom, please like, subscribe, bug me on social media. And if you guys knew me in real life, kudos, because you're now friends. Some of now you a pretty cool YouTuber. Anyway, I'm going to let go. Now I got some work to do. So thank you. Have a good day.